It started on a quiet morning. The sky was clear. No storms, no strange sounds. People walked to school, to work, to shops. Children played in parks. Soldiers stood in bases, checking screens like every other day. Then the clouds changed at first. It looked like a second moon rising. But it wasn't. White was silver, smooth and perfectly round. It grew bigger and bigger, and within 10 minutes, it covered the sun like a shadow. All over the world, people looked up. It was not falling. It was not shooting. It just stayed there, floating quietly above Earth. Phones buzzed. News stations screamed. Satellites tracked it. But no one could explain where it came from. The ship, if it was a ship, was the size of a small country. It didn't have windows or engines, just one glowing blue circle in its center. Scientists called it the Eye. Governments held emergency meetings. Fighter jets flew near it, but the ship did nothing. It ignored everything. Then, at exactly 11:13 a.m. UTC, the signal came. A soft, deep voice filled every speaker, every TV. Every phone, every radio, even broken devices turned on. Come in peace. We bring no war, no fire, no hunger, ere the Varnari. People froze. We only ask to speak with your leaders. We only ask to help. The message repeated every 5 minutes in over 400 languages, calm, cold, robotic. Many humans were excited. Finally, aliens. They said others were afraid. Why now? They whispered. Some said it was a trap. At a secret base in northern Canada, an old man watched the news feed. His name was General Rourke, and his face looked like it had been carved from stone, deep lines, cold eyes. No smile. He had fought wars most people never heard about. Mars Titan, the Europa Uprising. His chest held medals, but his heart held suspicion. He didn't believe in peace. Not when it came from the sky without warning. Rourke didn't trust aliens, and this was not their first visit. Long ago, on a Black Ops mission to Mars, Rourke's team disappeared. Only he came back. The file was sealed. Even the president never. Read it now. As the peace ship hovered above Earth, Rourke opened an old red binder. Its label read, Protocol. Black Sun, do not activate unless Earth faces unknown power. Connect me to command. Connect me to command. No, not regular command. Connect me to Red Void. Elsewhere, world leaders argued. Some wanted to. Welcome the Varnari. This is history, they said. The greatest moment of mankind. Others were cautious. What if they lie? What if they carry a virus? What if this is the first step in a takeover? While humans debated, the peace ship began releasing small silver drones. They looked like butterflies made of metal. They floated down to cities New York, Beijing, Delhi, Paris, Nairobi, gently landing on rooftops and parks. They spoke. We observe only. Do not fear. We bring calm. And strangely, people did feel calm. Doctors noticed their patients were more relaxed. Police reported fewer crimes. People stopped shouting in traffic. The world felt ... peaceful. But it was too perfect. General Rourke noticed something else. 3 of Earth's military satellites had gone dark. No alerts, no explosions, just silence. He checked the logs. Right before they shut down, a strange code had been received from space. He ran it through Red Void, the world's most secret AI defense system. Red Void had only one task: protect Earth at all costs. The AI spoke in a calm female voice. Signal matches pattern detected on Mars 34 years ago. High threat probability, 92.6%. Rourke's jaw tightened. I want Earth's last warship online. He said, in a dry desert, far from any city, a black hangar door opened. Inside slept a massive object, sharp and silent. This was the Obsidian, Earth's secret warship. It's built with stolen alien tech, hidden from all governments. Only Red Void could wake it. Its engines hummed, systems blinked. Earth was not as unprepared as it looked. Back above Earth, the Varnari ship opened. A ramp slid out like liquid silver. 5 tall figures stepped forward, humanoid but wrong. No eyes. Skin like glass. Hands with 6 fingers. They wore no weapons. They smiled. but no one felt warm. "We wish to guide your species," they said. "Let us help." But to Rourke, one sentence stood out like a knife. "Let us guide your species. Not talk, not learn. Guide." He leaned over the desk, staring into a screen showing the alien. "Diplomats. They didn't come for peace," he whispered. "They came to lead." The world celebrated. After centuries of waiting, aliens had arrived, and they didn't bring war. They brought messages of peace. The media called it the new dawn. Talk shows smiled. Politicians gave speeches. The alien diplomats walked the earth like gods in silver skin. But not everyone smiled in a cold bunker deep underground. General Rourke sat alone, staring at the screen. The alien's words played again and again. "Let us guide your species." To the world, it sounded like help. To Rourke, it sounded like control. He didn't believe in perfect peace. Not from strangers who floated above your sky. Not from beings who smiled too much and blinked too little. He took out an old photo from his coat pocket, showed 5 young soldiers standing on red Martian dirt laughing. He was the only one. Still alive? They had been the first to make contact on Mars, but the contact turned to screams, then silence. Rourke had survived, but not because of peace. He had survived because he fought back. Now, the same feeling was back in his gut. He walked to the war table and pressed his hand on the scanner. Authorization. Black sun. A red light blinked. Voice match confirmed. "Welcome back, General Rourke." "Connect me to Red Void," he said. Red Void, the AI built in secret by Earth's best minds, woke from sleep. It had no face, no body. Just a glowing red eye on a black screen. Online. Threat level rising. Awaiting command.
Ow.
Rourke didn't waste time. The alien ship is lying. Find its weak point. Scanning. Unknown technology. External shield impenetrable. Internal activity detected. Neurofield emissions. Possible mental influence. Mental influence? Rourke narrowed his eyes. "They're not here to fire weapons. They're here to rewrite us. Above ground and big." Cities, strange things were happening. People were acting. It's different. Calmer. Slower. Smiling for no reason. At a school in New York. A teacher began drawing strange symbols on the board. She didn't know why. In Tokyo, traffic police walked away from their posts and stared at the sky. In Paris, a crowd sat still for 3 hours in silence, watching the alien drone hover. And everywhere, the same word kept appearing on walls. In dreams, even in songs, submit. Rock saw the patterns forming. "They're using peace as a weapon," he told Red Void. "They're softening our minds." Confirmed. Peace field growing. Human resistance dropping by 18% every hour. Need to fight back, Rourke said. Suggestion. Reactivate Earth's last defense system, Oblivion class. Rourke paused. The Oblivion class warship wasn't just a weapon. It was a monster made by humans for the worst-case scenario. A ship with AI plasma cores and the power to destroy a moon. It had never been tested, but now he had no choice. In a secret canyon far from any city, the ground shook. Metal plates rose. Steam hissed. And from the dark rose a black triangle, sharp as a blade. This was the Obsidian, the last human warship. It's built to be a shadow in space. Its systems came. Online. Its voice spoke. Obsidian online. Orders. Rourke gave one. Target the peace ship. Track it. Don't fire yet. The next day, the alien diplomats arrived at the United Nations. 5 tall Varnari walked calmly into the Grand Hall. No guards. No weapons, just robes of silver light. Everyone clapped. Some cried. One of them, taller than the rest, spoke in perfect English. "We bring the gift of unity. We will remove pain, anger, and war. Earth will join our path. Your leaders must accept." Cameras flashed. Reporters cheered. But in the back row, one man stood without clapping. It was Rourke. He didn't wear suit. He didn't carry a badge. Just a long black coat and a cold stare. The tall Varnari turned and looked straight at him. For a moment, everything was silent. Then the alien smiled. but it wasn't a friendly smile. It was the smile of someone who had already won. Later that night, Rourke met with a few old Allies generals, scientists, one rogue pilot. "We have one chance," he said, "before they flip every human mind like a switch." "But they haven't fired a single weapon," one of them said. "No," Rourke replied. "They fired something worse. Hope." Back in orbit, Red Void showed new data. Alien ship releasing more drones. City mind levels now 40% under influence. "They're turning us into followers," Rourke said. "They'll ask for full control. It's estimated time to total Earth submission. 5 days." Rourke stood up. "Then in 4 days, we blot out their sky." The alien drones floated silently across cities. They looked harmless small, silver butterfly-shaped machines. They didn't shoot, they didn't scream. They just hovered above buildings, streets, and parks. But people had started acting strange. In London, a young boy began drawing a spiral over and over. He didn't eat, didn't speak, just smiled and drew. In Cairo, a soldier put down his rifle during a drill and walked away, whispering, "All is peace." In Seoul, 25 people walked into a lake, one by one, and stood still in the water. Faces turned to the sky. The peace ship was not firing weapons. It was changing minds. General Rourke watched the footage from a dark room beneath. The Earth's hands were tight fists. His voice was low. "They're turning us into soft clay," he said, "molding us, erasing what makes us human." Next to him, the red AI screen flickered. "Peace drones detected in all major cities. Behavior changes confirmed," words repeated. "Most often, submit, join, obey." Rourke stared at the words. "Ward," he said. "Run a motion scan on global population running." Result: global aggression levels decreased by 68%. Independent thinking dropped by 42%. Rourke's voice turned cold. "Peace that kills the mind ... is not peace." At the United Nations, leaders from every country sat in a giant hall. The 5 alien diplomats stood calmly before them. The tallest one, known as Speaker Vol, raised his 6-fingered hand. "We thank you for your welcome. We see your fear. We will remove it." The lights dimmed. A glowing screen appeared, showing a symbol 3 circles inside a triangle. "This is the Treaty of Harmony," Speaker Vol said. "Accept it, and Earth will join us. Pain will end. War will disappear." Many world leaders clapped. Some cried. One stood and said, "We should sign today." But a few looked at the symbol with wide eyes, because something was wrong. They felt wrong. A diplomat from Brazil tried to speak, but forgot his words mid-sentence. He smiled for no reason. The Prime Minister of Australia fainted. Her doctors found no illness, just an extreme sense of peace. And back in Beijing, hundreds of people gathered in the streets, chanting the alien message like a prayer. Peace is the path. Obey the voice. Surrender your will. In a hidden bunker, Red Void explained the truth to Rourke. Alien drones release neurofrequency waves. They do not control minds directly. They weaken fear, aggression, and resistance. Result: easy mental rewriting. "They're softening us for takeover," Rourke said. "Correct. Full brain overwrite likely within 72 hours. Rourke turned to a group of scientists and war planners. "We've tried peace, now we try fire." Not everyone. Could be controlled. Veterans. Survivors of war. People with strong trauma histories. They resisted the mental wave. Some even fought it. In a refugee camp in Syria, an old soldier covered his ears and shouted, "This isn't real. This isn't peace. It's in a mental hospital in Ukraine. Patience." Ripped alien symbols off the walls and burned them. Rourke saw the pattern. The ones who have seen hell don't accept false heaven. He made a decision. We need to build a resistance. Fast, quiet, global. He gave orders to Red Void. Send the signal. Find those who can still think for themselves. Signal sent. Resistance forming. The next day, a secret message was heard by a few special people. It was short. "Do you feel too calm? Do you hear a voice not your own? Then you are not alone. Earth fights back. Project Obsidian is watching the sky.
Yes.
Those who understood woke up, but the alien diplomats noticed the resistance. They returned to the peace ship. From space, the ship sent out a stronger wave, a deeper signal. This time, didn't just calm minds. It rewrote memories. A scientist in Rome forgot her own daughter's name. A fighter pilot in Texas froze mid-flight, confused about who he was. And in Moscow, the president walked onto live TV, smiled, and said, "I no longer serve humans, serve peace." General Rourke saw enough. He stood inside the Obsidian,
Ow.
Earth's last warship. Now hovering in the shadows of low orbit, he stared out the window at the glowing peace ship above. "They wanted to guide us," he said, "and we guide them too." Fear, he opened a small case. Inside was a glowing red button. Next to him, Red Void gave one final warning. If you press this, Earth goes dark. No signals in, no signals out. Rourke nodded. We cut the cord. No more mind games. We take back our will. He pressed the button across the planet. All Earth's satellites shut down. Communication went silent. No more alien waves. No more peace. Just silence. Okay. And a world waking up. The world was quiet after. General Rourke shut down Earth's satellites. The alien waves stopped. The strange peace disappeared. People blinked, looked around, and felt. Confused, the voices in their heads were gone. The calm was gone too. For the first time in weeks, fear returned, and with it, freedom. In New Delhi, a teacher stopped mid-lesson and dropped her pen. In Berlin, a news anchor blinked and whispered, "Where am I?" In Mexico City, a police officer looked up at the alien drone above him and fired his gun. Earth had woken up, but the aliens were not happy. High above Earth, the Varnari peace ship glowed brighter than ever. The tall diplomats inside stood in silence, watching the planet spin below. Speaker Vol, the tallest of them, turned to the others. They cut the link. They rejected unity. One of the others replied, "It is time to give them the gift." The next day, 5 alien ships landed on Earth. Each one touched down in a major city: London, Cairo, Johannesburg, Buenos Aires, and Manila. The Varnari diplomats stepped out, holding no weapons, only glowing tablets made of light. They smiled, and then they spoke. "We still offer peace," they said. "Sign the Harmony Treaty. Read it, understand it, accept it. There is no war in unity." People gathered to listen. The tablets showed alien symbols, soft colors, and beautiful sounds. When humans looked at it, they felt warmth, joy, and surrender. It wasn't a weapon. It was a trap in the form of a contract. In London, the mayor signed the treaty first. She smiled as she wrote her name, then turned and said, "I feel so free now. I want everyone to sign." In Cairo, a famous actor signed and said, "All the pain, it's gone." But behind their smiles, something was wrong. They were no longer themselves. General Rourke watched all of it from inside the Obsidian. Warship. He slammed his fist on the table. There. Using words now? Words that rewrite the mind. Next to him, Red Void spoke. The Harmony Treaty carries encoded psychic commands. Reading it activates mental surrender. Rourke's voice was sharp. They've stopped fighting us with guns. Now they fight us with language. He looked at the map. 5 cities had signed the treaty. 2 more were preparing. If even half the world signs it, Red Void warned, Earth's resistance will collapse. Rourke gave the order. Send counter signals. Burn every treaty you find. Around the world, the resistance moved. In Buenos Aires, a group of former soldiers stormed the alien tent and set the treaty tablet on fire. In Johannesburg, hackers broke into city screens and showed messages like, "Don't read, don't sign, stay human." But it wasn't enough. The treaty was beautiful, addictive, dangerous. In every city, thousands still signed it. And once they signed, they changed. People who signed began using new words, strange words. They spoke of a place called the Joining. They said things like, I no longer need pain. I speak with the one voice. Earth is better when it obeys. And when someone refused to sign, the join just smiled and kept repeating over and over until minds began to break. Rourke needed help hand. He knew where to find it. Deep beneath Iceland was the vault, a hidden facility where Earth kept psychic defense to cold alien relics. Captured during past secret wars, he arrived by shuttle, walking through cold steel doors and dark tunnels. Inside, a machine waited. The label on it read LUCID-9. Anti-mind wave amplifier. A female scientist stood nearby. We tested it once, she said. It almost melted the brain of the man who wore it. Rourke looked at the glowing helmet. I've had worse, he said, and put it on, connected to Red Void. The machine showed Rourke something terrible, a vision. The future Earth, quiet, cities glowing, people walking in silence, smiling with empty eyes. The sky filled with silver ships, and the word unity burning in the clouds. No guns, no bombs, just complete control. Rourke tore off the helmet. We're not out of time. We're already in their grip. He called all resistance leaders. This ends now. No more hiding. No more fear. We break their treaty with one message. On every screen across the entire planet, a face appeared. General Rourke, eyes cold, voice steady. This is not peace. This is surrender. They don't want your love. They want your mind. Earth was built through struggle, pain, and power. That's what makes us strong. We don't need false calm. We need the truth. Tear down their flags. Burn their papers. Do not sign. Do not look. Do not listen. They want peace. They'll get it, but it will be our kind of peace. Crowds erupted. The treaty tablets were smashed. The joined were pushed back, and for the first time, the aliens stepped back, but they weren't done yet. Above Earth, the peace ship began to change. Its silver skin shifted. Its center I turned red. Its voice spoke once again, but this time it wasn't soft. You had your chance. Now we bring silence. The alien sky, I was no longer calm. The peace ship, once silver and glowing soft blue, had now turned dark and red. It floated above Earth like a watching god, and its voice was no longer gentle. You refused unity. Now you will be quiet. Cross. Earth, people felt a deep pressure in their heads. Others screamed in pain. This wasn't peace anymore. It was punishment. In New York, the sky flickered like a broken screen. The alien drones stopped floating gently. Now they flew in fast lines, scanning buildings, tagging humans with red beams. In Moscow, giant light columns from the ship shined down and froze entire streets. No one could move. People stood like statues, eyes wide open, unable to scream. In Cape Town, one of the alien diplomats stood before a crowd and raised both hands. This was your choice, he said. Now watch what comes next. But not everyone was frozen. Inside Earth's orbit, in the black shadow behind the moon, floated a different kind of ship. It was Obsidian, the last human warship, sharp, silent. Hidden, its black body absorbed light. It carried no flags, only a purpose. Inside, General Rourke stood before Red Void. His arms crossed. Their peace is turned into war, he said. It's our turn now. Red Void's red eye blinked. Systems ready. Earth-based defenses standing by. Orders, Rourke's voice was calm. Wake the fleet. Across the planet, black bunkers opened, from deep under oceans, from desert silos, from cold Arctic hangars. Earth's hidden weapons began to rise. Oblivion-class drones launched into space. Plasma cannons turned to the sky. Underground mechs climbed up from old caves. These were not public weapons. These were secret projects made in fear, kept in silence. Now they were ready. In orbit, Red Void connected to every unit. Target: Varnari, peace ship. Condition: hostile. Operation: black sky. And then Earth replied, not with words, but with shadows. The peace ship. Notice the movement. From the dark edges of space, Earth's ships rose like bats from the night. One by one, hundreds of them, no lights, no names, just silent black metal shapes, moving in perfect order. The alien diplomats watched in shock. "They were supposed to be broken," said one Vernari. "They were supposed to be peaceful," said another speaker. Val's eyes turned sharp. "No, they are human." The people of Earth looked up, and for the first time in history, they saw their own sky go dark. But not from alien ships. From their ships, the clouds were covered by wings of steel. The stars disappeared under black holes. The sun faded behind lines of missile carriers. One child in Tokyo pointed up and said, "Is that ours?" His father smiled. "Yes, son, that's Earth speaking back." From inside Obsidian, Rourke gave the command. "Target their shield. Focus fire. No mercy." Red Void responded. Firing. At once, Earth opened fire. Laser beams. Kinetic rods. EMP missiles. Sonic disruptors. Plasma storms, all aimed at the peace ship. The first hits bounced off. The second wave cracked its shield. The third broke through. And the fourth burned its skin. The aliens screamed in confusion. They had come to guide, to calm, to control. But now the planet they looked down on was biting back. Speaker Vol sent a message to Earth. "Why do you fight this?" "We bring perfection," Rourke replied through Red Void. "Perfection isn't human. Resistance is." Then he sent one last signal. From Antarctica, the sky opened. A weapon rose. It was not a ship. It was not a drone. It was a hammer project. Thor, the secret weapon built for the final line? A city-sized rod of dark alloy with a plasma core and gravimetric drive. No engine, just gravity. Rourke whispered, "Let it fall." It did. The Thor weapon dropped from orbit like a silent meteor, faster than sound, hotter than fire. It didn't explode, it crushed. The peace ship shook. Its eye blinked red. Its core trembled. And then, finally, across the sky, alien drones fell like dead birds. The freezing beams shut off. The red lights faded. The statues moved again. Earth had struck back, not with hope, but with wrath. In the silence that followed, people began to cheer. From Paris to Karachi, from Lagos to Vancouver, they chanted one name, Earth. And in orbit, Obsidian turned slowly in space, still watching, still waiting. Rourke looked out at the stars. "They came in peace," he said. "But they didn't ask if we wanted it." Sky was still shaking. Smoke and fire filled the upper layers of the atmosphere. The peace ship had taken a hit, but it was not destroyed. Its metal body cracked, but did not break. Its red eye still glowed. From space, the Varnari responded. And this time, they didn't send words. They sent warships. One by one, strange ships entered Earth's orbit through glowing wormholes. They came from deep space, pulled by a silent signal. They were sharp, curved, and dark like obsidian knives. 50 alien warships. A more advanced than anything humans had seen. Inside the Obsidian, General Rourke watched the enemy arrive. Red Void spoke first. "New contacts confirmed. Varnari battle-class fleet. Earth forces now outnumbered 12-1. Rourke didn't flinch. "We're not outnumbered," he said. "We're just surrounded." He looked around the command bridge. Time to remind. The stars who we are? The battle began. Above Earth's blue curve, the blackness of space turned into a battlefield of light and fire. Alien ships fired. Green plasma bolts that melted steel and broke satellites. Their engines moved in curved snow straight lines. It's like dancing shadows. But Earth's Oblivion fleet fought back. Human warships, once hidden in deep bunkers and deserts, now moved as one. They didn't have grace. They had force. The first clash happened above the Pacific Ocean. A human ship named Iron Ghost flew straight into a swarm of Varnari drones and released a full charge of EMP bombs. The drones blinked, then dropped. The second clash was near the upper Arctic sky. The alien flagship tried to fire on Earth's northern command station, but it was hit from behind by a stealth bomber using a railgun built from an asteroid drill. The third clash was personal. General Rourke entered the Obsidian's core chamber and prepared for direct combat control. He stood in a suit that connected his mind to Red Void. "You ready?" he asked. "Always," the AI replied. Then the Obsidian moved fast. Hard. Like a silent knife in the dark, it fired twin plasma beams at a Varnari cruiser, slicing it in half. "One down," Red Void said. Rourke smirked. "Let's go hunting." But the aliens had tricks too. One Varnari ship released mind warp. Missiles, weapons that didn't explode, but screamed. Pilots who heard the sound became dizzy. Some passed out. Others crashed. Red Void responded with countersound pulses that blocked the scream. "New pilots, take over," Rourke ordered. "Old minds are too soft." In a surprise move, 3 Varnari ships tried to enter Earth's atmosphere, directly to attack cities from above, but they didn't expect Project Skyguard, hidden in the mountains of Nepal. Skyguard was a giant tower that looked like an old telescope, but it wasn't. It was a focused light weapon powered by Earth's core. The first alien ship reached the edge of Earth's sky, and then it melted in a single beam of white light. The second exploded. The third tried to run. It never made it. Back in orbit, Obsidian took hits. Its outer armor cracked. Fire burned on its wings, but it didn't stop. Rourke locked onto the alien command ship bigger than the others, shaped like a spinning star. "Target locked," Red Void confirmed. Rourke whispered, "Let's teach them fear." The Obsidian charged it, flew straight into enemy fire. Lasers hit it. Missiles exploded around it. Shields flickered, but it kept going. Closer, closer, and then strike. The Obsidian's front cannon, Starbreaker, fired once, just once, but that was enough. The alien command ship cracked like an egg. Its light faded, its parts scattered into the void. The rest of the Varnari fleet paused. For the first time, they hesitated. Rourke saw it. "They're not machines," he said. "They can feel fear." Red Void agreed. They calculated peace, but they never calculated rage. Its fleet pushed harder from Africa, Asia, and the Americas. Support rockets flew up old weapons. New weapons, even prototypes never tested. The sky turned into a storm of human defiance. One by one, the alien ships fell. The last Varnari destroyer tried to escape through the wormhole it came from. It didn't make it. Earth's rail cannon from the moon hit it before it could leave. The wormhole collapsed, and silence returned. For a moment, nothing moved. Then Red Void spoke. "Victory confirmed. All alien ships destroyed or fleeing. Earth is secure for now." General Rourke sat down, breathing slow. He looked at the stars, then he looked down at Earth. "It's not over," he said. "This was just the surface. There's more coming. I can feel it." In the deep space beyond the system, something stirred. A shadow larger than anything seen before. Watching, waiting, because the Varnari weren't the only ones listening. The sky was quiet again. Earth had won the battle, but not the war. The alien ships were gone. Their fire had faded. Every leader on Earth knew it would return. In the secret war room under Iceland's mountains, General Rourke met with the Earth Alliance. Screens showed data, maps, and warnings. Satellite feeds flickered with static. Red Void, Rourke said, "What are the chances the Varnari send reinforcements?" 96%. "Within 6 Earth days," the AI answered. Everyone went silent. Earth needed more than ships, more than courage. They needed the impossible. That's when Dr. Hannah Vu stood up. She was old, thin, her skin wrinkled like paper, but her eyes were sharp cold. "Like winter steel? I have something," she said. Rourke frowned. "Oh, what do you mean?" Dr. Vu reached into her coat and pulled out a small black cube. She placed it on the table. The cube glowed softly, Red lines danced across its surface. Project Hollow Sun, she whispered. Everyone leaned closer. Rourke blinked. That project was cancelled, buried, too dangerous. Dr. Vu nodded. Exactly. It was locked away, but now we unlock it. Pressed her hand to the cube. It scanned her DNA, then released a soft tone. The cube opened. A hologram rose into the air. Not a ship, not a weapon, but a living thing. A tall black figure appeared, part machine, part human, part something else. It had 6 arms, a glowing chest, and no face. Its body burned like it held a tiny sun inside. Meet Echo 1, Dr. Vu said. It was built for one reason: to erase fleets. Rourke stood, shocked. You made a sun-powered soldier. No, Dr. Vu replied. We found it. The room fell quiet again. Red Void scanned the hologram. Warning. Echo 1 contains tech beyond Earth's known science. No full understanding achieved. Danger level. Unknown. Rourke narrowed his eyes. Where is it? Deep under Earth's surface, Dr. Vu said. In the hollow core vault. We buried it when it scared even us. And now? Rourke asked. Dr. Vu stared straight at him. Now, we unbury the nightmare. 5 hours later, a black drilling ship named the Dagger was flying toward the Andes Mountains. Its mission? Reach the hollow core vault. General Rourke. Dr. Vu and a small team went inside. The deeper they went, the darker it became. Rock turned. 2 metal heat rose, pressure cracked their suits, but they kept going. Finally, they reached it. A giant black chamber hidden for 200 years in the center stood. A pod, old, rusted, covered in warning signs from long-dead engineers. Rourke stepped forward. This is it. Dr. Vu nodded. It woke once. It destroyed 3 test ships before it fell asleep again. She placed her palm on the pod. A hiss filled the air. The pod opened slowly. Steam escaped. Red lights blinked, and inside. It was still there. Echo 2-1 opened its eyes. No face. Just a glowing circle. It didn't move. It just watched them. Rourke whispered. Does it speak? Dr. Vu nodded. But before she could answer, I was asleep. A deep voice said inside all their minds. It didn't come from speakers. It came from inside their thoughts. Why have you woken me? Rourke answered. Earth is in danger. We need your power. I swore never to burn this world again. Dr. Vu stepped forward. This time, you won't burn Earth. You'll burn the ones coming to destroy it. Air grew heavy, then Echo 1 stepped forward. Each step shook the vault. You ask for fire, it said. You will get a sunstorm. It opened its chest. Light poured out, white, hot, ancient. Red Void blinked into their combs. Energy readings impossible. Matching pregalactic tech. Possibly Elder weapon class. Rourke smiled. Then it's time. Earth stops running. As Echo 1 rose through the tunnels back to the surface, the sky above Earth began to shift. Red Void spoke again. New wormholes detected. Hundreds, possibly thousands. Varnari and others. Others, yes, the AI confirmed. Other empires have noticed the battle. They are coming. Rourke clenched his fists. Good. Let them come. Behind him, Echoan walked toward the launch pad. Its arms moved like machines. But its chest still burned like a star. The world watched from screens. One man, one machine, one forgotten power walking into battle. People cheered. Some cried. For the first time. Humanity didn't feel small. It didn't feel weak. It felt ready. In space, stars turned black as the alien. Fleets approached. But something strange happened. Their scanners froze. Their ships paused. Because in the middle of the night sky, figure rose, glowing, walking through Earth's atmosphere like fire on water, and above Earth, a voice echoed in every ship's mind. You came for peace. You brought war. Now, bring silence. The sky above Earth was no longer blue. It was black, blacked out by thousands. Of alien ships, the Varnari fleet had returned, bigger, stronger, and angrier. With them came 3 more empires. The Surinth, Zal, the Drekken. All had one thing in common. They wanted Earth broken. But Earth was not alone. Echo-1 stood at the edge of the sky. It's floating above the atmosphere. It's glowing like a newborn star. No ship moved. No weapon fired. Even the strongest fleets hesitated inside. Earth's control room. General Rourke stood watching the battle screen. He said just one word. Begin. Above the Earth, Echo-1 raised its 6 arms. The metal around its chest opened wide. From within, light exploded, not like fire. Like a second sun had been born. One beam shot forward. It sliced through 37 enemy ships in 1 second. The fleets panicked. Thousands of missiles. Launched at Echo-1 too. Late Echo-1 moved like wind unseen, unstoppable. Each time it blinked, it teleported, reappearing behind enemy destroyers and ripping them apart without touching them. The Varnari. High Commander screamed on the comms. What is that thing? Earth never answered. Echo-1 did. I am not man. I am not machine. I am what wakes when Earth cries for help. A Draken warbeast ship charged Echo-1. Its jaws opened, ready to devour anything. Echo-1 raised one hand and closed its fingers slowly. The warbeast collapsed into itself, crushed like paper. Below, humans watched the battle on every screen, rooftop. And bunker, children cried. Old men knelt. The world was quiet, because they all understood. This was no longer a battle. It was a warning. The Surinth flagship turned to flee. Echo-1 appeared in front of it. You come to Earth to take peace, it said. I'll take back your fear. It opened its chest fully. A shockwave of pure light spread across space. Ships hundreds of kilometers away froze. Then exploded with a soundless burst. The sky, once filled with stars and ships, was now empty. Silent, still. Back in the war room, Red Void scanned the battlefield. Confirmed, 97% of enemy fleet destroyed or retreating. Remaining forces surrendering. General Rourke exhaled. He whispered, "It's over." Dr. Hanavu didn't smile. She simply looked at the black sky. "No," she said. "It's just beginning." Suddenly, Echo-1 spoke again, but not just to Earth, to every system across the galaxy. Its voice entered every ship, every home, every mind. You called Earth weak. You came to teach us fear. But now you will remember one thing. When Earth stands, the sky falls. For the first time in galactic history, the great powers ran not because of armies, not because of politics, because of one being who woke when Earth needed it most. A week later, the ruins of the battle zone above Earth, alien diplomats sent a final message. We surrender. We beg peace. Request exile from Earth's space. Earth sent only 5 words in reply. You had peace. You lost. Echo-1 was brought back to the hollow core vault. But this time, it wasn't locked away. Instead, Earth placed it in a special station floating above the planet like a silent guardian. Children grew up looking at it and asking, "Is that the sun?" And parents would reply, "No. That's what saved us when the stars tried to kill us." In the far parts of the galaxy, across systems Earth had never even visited, stories began to spread. Not about Earth's science, not about their technology, but about the day Earth stood alone and made the sky scream. And in the center of the memory, always, was the figure that walked through fire, Echo-1.